Back everyone here to the 2017 Overwatch World Cup Katowice group stage as we now set our sights onto the playoff portion of our competition and determine who will go to BlizzCon 2017 and qualify and represent their country for the grand finals of the Overwatch World Cup. And our first matchup is going to be the dominant South Korean powerhouse squad. Really, I just had to flank it with just words that just meant power. Versus a very talented Russian team that I'm sure did not envision themselves being in this position. But guys, here we are. This is a rematch of the 2016 finals.
Yeah, I don't think the Russians really wanted that, but that's what they got now, so they have to deal with what's on the plate. However, I find it funny to see the contrast in playstyle we have from those two different teams. We saw Russia with an extremely strong dive. They've just shown countless times in this tournament that no one really managed to go toe-to-toe with them on that dive. But also they're incredibly transparent in their approach. Like, it's very obvious to know what they're doing, and it's still working out for them because they're just so good at doing it. Then we're looking at South Korea. They're absolutely not transparent in anything, be that picks, position, anything. So they're just like a big random wild card, and it works out great for them. So I feel like this is going to be a very interesting match to see which team actually will be forced into adapting to what the other team is playing.
Yeah, they're just,
You're trying to grasp it all. There's so many heroes,
I know.
numbers.
Well, it's mostly been Flower when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's been the one that's just been doing whatever he wants. And his team is there to support him. He wants to play Junkrat, he'll play Junkrat. You know? He wants to play Hog, he'll play Hog. You know, he wants to bust out Orisa on attack.
Sure.
Why not? Do what you want to do, baby. Be you. You know, flourish.
Well, he earned that, you know. He's playing for South Korea. He earned that.
He really did. But here's the thing. Last year, I just almost like nearly just knocked my book out here because of how excited I am for this. Flower wasn't even on this team last year. This is a completely new roster in you know, concept when you think about it, because even Ryu Jae-hong has also, or Ryu Jae-hong, excuse me, has evolved as a player, which is insane considering how good he was at BlizzCon 2016, James.
Yeah, the two returning members for this one are Zumba and Jae-hong from that. And since then, they've added on Sebiobi, Flower, Mono, and Toby. And it's just the powerhouse team at this point. We were talking about it earlier. Just their flexibility is incredible. And we're seeing that Flower is almost the crux behind it. I was, before this, I was touting his Ryu Jae-hong was going to be the one that really was going to enable him to flex onto so many different compositions, but Flower.
Yeah, Flower.
Just Flower.
And then let's not forget, you know, Zunba busting out the Zarya. I mean, he's my spirit animal.
Yeah,
I want to be best friends with him because I want to learn everything that he knows how to do.
I'm sure you're not alone in that role.
Yeah.
There's a ton of Diva players out there just begging to play Zarya, like, please, Zumba, teach me, senpai.
Teach me the ways.
Yeah, exactly. So him and Mono has really turned up the heat. Playing Ryan Zarya in this meta, that's a pretty hard thing to do, so credit where credit is due. And I think they're going to keep at it, to be honest, because Russia haven't been playing that aggressive dive. We've seen Poland been successful with versus South Korea, so it's looking more like a Netherlands type of game from Russia, more than a Poland type of game from Russia.
Hey guys, Don Monte Cristo here. It's playoff time. Korea versus Russia. It's actually a rematch of the World Cup Grand Finals from last year, and that was a 4-0 and a best of 7 rather for Korea.
I don't think we're going to get too much different here today, though. We're back on King's Row on the first map. Even though teams have tried to use the Pharah to crack the low-range composition of Korea, nobody's been actually able to outplay them. So I assume we're going to see a very similar style of defense, and we'll see if Russia has been overwhelmingly running a dive composition.
Yep.
Korea comes back and wins. Zunba's going to be looking for that angle.
There's no Diva, so there's nobody to really stop this Graviton surge. No Genji on the other side either as Russia comes in. The South Korea have the combo. There it is, Graviton Surge using Dunba, charged up and ready to go. 3 kills for him already, and
he's going to try and punish. Are they going to check the corner? No!
Oh, no, you got to check your corners, man. It's the oldest trick in the book. Chow taken for a ride, and that Zarya. Back up a bit. Russia on the point right now. Jae-hong throws out the sleep dart, doesn't get it. Whoa, another kill
he
there.
got the trace.
Nice, wow, what a shot. What do you do? What do you do against that?
An unbiotic grenade. No more. They stick it over onto the ulting Winston. There's the Graviton Surge pulling him off to the side. So Chow, and actually the stakes get cut upwards in the Graviton Surge as well. I'm not sure if Toby booped the Tracer up there or
He
not.
might have,
I
actually.
think that's what happened.
Yeah. Every time I see this team play, I see things that I don't know if I've ever seen before, actually. Okay.
I think that Toby booped mistakes into the Graviton Surge on the wall.
Not going to last too long, and it looks like Russia will flip the point. There's a res, though, for Jaehong. South Korea right back into it. Self-destruct comes through. No kills for Russia, though. Sound barrier as well. Forsaken kills Mano, so it doesn't look like South Korea might have what it takes right now to retake it.
But that res was such high value, Doa, because they got Barrage out, they got Sound Barrier out, and they got Self-Destruct out of Russia for one ult on their side. So
Good
even
point.
though they don't get it, that swings the ult economy back in favor of the Korean side.
True enough.
Trying to prevent mistakes from getting in there. Are going to
And he
force
will.
them out with the boop, and nobody will contest that point in the end, and that will be Korea going up 2-0 in this series.
Welcome back, everyone, to this halftime show for the best of 5 series between South Korea and Russia. South Korea currently up 2-0 here after a decisive win on Lijiang Tower, also a decisive win on King's Row. The South Koreans are showing no signs of slowing down, and the Russians need to figure it out going into their next map pick, which will be, I believe it will be Assault is where we'll be going. So they have to really figure something out here, and that is being, a little nice about it, because it seems like there's no figuring out South Korea. This team is like a chameleon. They could literally do anything. If you're Russia in this situation, Zoe, what do you do? Tell them.
Yeah, well, stick with it. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Get
I mean,
good.
I like that they try to get good, like really good.
Get good.
But I like that they tried
So be it.
some new stuff on King's Row. We saw Xiao on the Zarya
Yes.
and everything. So it was something different than what we've seen so far from them.
We did talk about flexibility being an issue for
Exactly.
them.
However, that was really not working out.
James, I want to get you in here real quick. Your thoughts on how South Korea has been performing thus far.
I mean, they're just flashbacks of South Korea versus Russia from last year.
Yeah.
Jaehong was landing some clutch sleep darts. It's pretty difficult landing them on Genjis and Tracers, but he's doing it consistently as he has time and time again. And we're seeing that he's on the kill feed too. And at this point, nothing can actually stop Flower. He is really trying to go through that A through Z run through all the heroes in Overwatch right now.
We are going to be going to Volskaya Industries, but unfortunately, Doa, I think that this is one of those times where retreating into Russia in the winter is not actually going to work for the Russians.
Well, it's the summer, so
it's the
good luck.
winter in Volskaya.
That's true. It's always winter in Volskaya. That's right. Usually it's a pretty good tactic, historically, I suppose.
But if we're looking for the historical reference that usually or has worked out in the past, crossing the Rubicon has been highly successful. So I think maybe that's where Korea can get that advantage.
Rubicon might be a bit cross at the moment. I can see that. Yeah, it's possible. Well, here we are, standing proud, the overseers of South Korea. No, we're not biased. We're just fair.
We're just realists.
We're just realistic. Yeah, that's the thing. This streak pretty crucial here, as South Korea looks like they're barely going to hold for just a little bit longer.
93.8%. Wow. And Russia still has so much time remaining.
Yeah.
Jaehong temporarily switching over to the Soldier 76. He's
Fairly early in that fight. And are you kidding me? Is South Korea actually going to hold this for a little bit longer?
I mean, they will with the Primal Rage showing the
I guess
respawn
so.
timers and especially the EMP.
Yeah, there's that EMP.
And that's going to be another solid defense from South Korea.
I mean, Russia's got more ultimates on the way here. They've got 4 to try to do this last-ditch effort push. Toby on the Ana now. Jaehong's still back on the Reaper. Toby's got some sniping chops, it looks like. There's the EMP. Staying in the back lines. Self-destruct takes out Chao. That is devastating for Russia. And Jaehong gets a couple kills with the Reaper. That is it. And man, talk about flexibility. How many different heroes did we see South Korea play on that defense?
I mean, I didn't keep track, but quite a few. And I like the way they're communicating too. Because that Ana, when you have such a small amount of time remaining, you've got a Reaper and you have a Sombra. So that means that if they commit to the point, they can't get healed, they can't use their abilities, and their tanks are just going to be mowed down instantly by the Reaper shotguns. So knowing the situation and when to swap with how much time remaining, very crucial skill, and it was demonstrated there by Korea.
We just don't see other teams follow thought processes like that, you know, where you have the kind of like presence of mind on a team scale to make those last minute picks. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen, you know, when's the last time you've seen a Lucio switch to Ana after the Ana had already played Soldier and Reaper?
There's a reason
else.
why the South Korean committee put this roster together, and that's because it is Protean. It can change at any time, and it's very difficult when they can react so effectively to any scenario that is thrown at them. EMP back up, though.
Yep, it's time. There's that EMP. South Korea may have to play it safe here. Sabilby takes down Forsaken, though. Immediately after the EMP is used, Flowers a Nano Blade. There it is. Tons of damage.
With the
being brought out
Graviton
already.
Surge.
Oh, boy. It is a cutting gallery. And the control meter starting to build for South. More damage onto Chow. Does he desuit him? Not quite. There's a Tac Visor, though, as the pressure from the Tracer comes in. Oh, you can't hide from Zunba. Oh, no. And South Korea, all they need is just a tiny bit more, and they get it. South Korea is going to BlizzCon.
Well, Doa, they said, we want to win without dropping a map again. And they're well on their way.
So far, so good. Wow.
South Korea just ran through that.
Yeah. I mean, what's there to analyze? I can't say too
I
much
said the
about
Amazon,
it.
so
Yeah. All I've got to say is, Dan Minguk, let's go. I mean, I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
Casting them earlier on, about a year ago, before, you know, a lot of these guys were on established teams. I just became real big fans of them, particularly Ryu Jae-hong and Flower. Back then he was on LW Red, and they've come a long way. They've developed, and they've continued to grow stronger, and now it's kind of scary to see what other regions could try to do against them at this point. Like, how do you stop them?
Yeah, Reinforce, how do you stop them?
Whoa. Look, that's a topic for another time, okay? I need to calm down a bit. I want to reiterate what Doa said during the broadcast. That I do think that the teams here, they underestimated Sunba's damage a bit. I mean, the guy has just been on Soria pretty much throughout the tournament, and he's just been tearing it up. So much charge.
So impressive is that they came out here not playing standard dive meta, which has been so prominent. They did it their way. South Korea literally did it their way, and that is the most impressive thing, because even China, which I believe is a very, very strong team, you know, went to the meta, went to the comfort picks, and that is, you know, how they thrived. So this South Korea team is dangerous.
Tactical brilliance, in my opinion, because playing that Reinhardt and Zarya and playing that reactive playstyle, you're playing on your enemy's mistakes, and South Korea arguably being the best team in the world. Okay, they are the best team in the world. Let's get it out of the way. You know, just punishing the enemy's mistakes. It was so smart. They brought the game here and they executed it flawlessly.
Well, here we go. South Korea, they will be going to Anaheim, California.